Well, Julia Cartagena is a former celebrity baker turned psychic to the stars, while Anthony Grizelka is one of the country's most respected mediums and Australia's ghost whisperer. Together, they've turned their passions into an extraordinary experience.
Now, the pair is taking their talents on the road. Two psychics and a medium is the show helping audiences decipher their future and reconnect with people from their past.
And here to tell us more are Julia and Anthony. Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Julia, we're going to start with you. You had quite an unconventional path to becoming a psychic.
I did,
So tell us about your previous path and what led you here.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So my career was as a cake decorator and I was known as cake maker to the stars. Interesting because through that I had a radio station contact me in regards to a terminally ill woman, and through that it led me to do this. So it took me on a series of journeys and a lot of healing for myself.
So Julia, you've been doing readings now for about 2 decades, yeah?
Yes.
How did you know? How did you know that you had these gifts? When did that first hit you?
I had premonitions as a child, so for me I would have dreams, and probably the first real big recollection was with my grandfather. He cut himself on barbed wire and I dreamt the night before of him getting bitten by a snake. So that, for me, was the first incident. It was scary as a child to go through that. But, yeah, and then, you know, from there I started to see things that were happening before they'd actually happen.
OK, so if Julia was a former baker, Anthony, you look like a former construction union boss.
I look like a plumber, don't I?
But you're not. You're a medium. So how is a medium different to a psychic? And what do you bring to this
Well, you know what? Most mediums are better looking, smarter, all those. No, seriously, a medium's slightly different because a psychic will look at somebody's sort of energy and pick things up from them.
Yeah.
If a medium does that, I'm getting it from a third party. So someone on the other side is giving me information and I'll pass that on. So I talk to dead people, she talks to live people, and we get information different ways, you know. So my part of the show really is more about making those sort of connections.
Wow.
Okay.
Looks like the total package, though, together.
Yeah,
All bases covered.
So your powers have actually helped solve some extremely high-profile missing person cases, probably from buried on construction sites that you're working on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
those cases.
the one that really comes to mind is Lacey Peterson in the US. Back in the early 2000s, I was really only just starting out in this stuff, and I was asked by the Sheriff's Department, me and a couple of others, to see if we could piece any information together. Now, anyone watching this will know that psychics and mediums don't solve crimes, but we put little bits into place that they look at that they might have missed or might not have seen. And we were able to put a couple of pieces in place which led them to the boat, led them to where she was put overboard, her and a little baby, unfortunately. And so that pieced that together. So that was the most highest profile one I worked on way back.
And what about you? What's been your, like, sort of mind-blowing moment?
There's many. Probably for me, the most significant one was working. I worked on a case as well with parents of you know, someone that they'd lost, and we had actually located the phone. That was huge. And that helped a lot with what was going on.
People love this stuff. They're dying to get the details of your tour. We'll put that up in a sec. Talk to us about the tour. Two psychics and a medium. What do we get?
Yeah.
Well, from
two psychics and a medium.
Yeah. The wonderful
it's on the box.
The wonderful thing with the girls is that there's a lovely mix of paranormal and psychology that's involved. Do you understand? From Annette's perspective, she gives a bit of psychology in there, and really they give the girls, or the audience, the tools to use through their own intuition, where I'm really just out there making those connections to people that have passed. And but the tour's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's very interactive with the audience, so we really use the audience a lot through the show. And you know, it's about I guess people trusting their own intuition as well. You know, we want to give them the tools, but then we also give them the readings at the show.
Yeah, to make it happen.
So.
Great stuff. Always fascinating. Lovely to talk to you both this morning.
Lovely to see you guys.
Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
Ticket links and details about the two psychics and the medium tour, you can head to our website.